Struggling with technology. We have aspirations of an oven cam, and it had been kind of working, but every once in a while it likes to crash the system, so that's cool. So yeah, so the cinnamon rolls have been in for about 5 minutes or so. And so yeah, that'll be in for about 20 more minutes. I'll take a peek and show you guys. I'll do a little test of it. And then in the meantime, I'm going to start working on the frosting. I know, it's funny. Oven cam crashed us. We hadn't even started it. We were being gentle with it. Didn't care. All right, so in the meantime, let's get hooked up with this frosting. I have a half a cup, and all of this is obviously being done in the mixer. I'm gonna use a half a cup of cream cheese, softened. The last time I made it, I really felt like we were talking about like Cinnabons or whatnot a little earlier, and I was super excited to give this a try, but it was like, in some ways you don't even want to try it unless it's like gonna be an awesome rendition of what you're trying. But this guy worked out really well. And I was so happy. I made it on Christmas Eve morning. And I was like, this is what I wanted. So yeah, I did a little adaptation of a recipe I found last month. And then it is currently hanging out in Discord right now, my little online community. But yeah, if anybody is curious about what this recipe looks like, feel free to take a look. All right, cream and cheese is in. I'm gonna grab some butter, which I was getting a little bit warmed up. Got like cinnamon rolls popping out in a little bit less than 15 minutes, so pretty excited about that. I started doing the recipe from scratch last night. The recipe is currently in my Discord. Oh nice, some chicken stew with broccoli and rice, a little savory to pair with my sweet. I like it. Main meal, now dessert. I mean, this is breakfast, but it totally can count for a nighttime feast, right? So yeah, just whipping up some cream cheese and butter. Dessert! And then in a few minutes we'll get some confectioner sugar and some milk in there. Let me get that all measured out. Hang out for the foodie chat. Is it morning for you guys? Wherever you are you hanging out later? What's up, Sammy? How are you? Oh, you really needed sleep last night. Scott and I were talking about it. I was like, I hope you went to sleep. I have some relaxing music occasionally. Hope your grandfather's doing all right. Everyone say hi to Big Davey. He's also a streamer. And Lila, thank you so much for hanging out. We're gonna do a bit of sugar, guys. Just a bit. Evening for me. I live in Sweden. Oh, so nice. That's a good idea, Sammy. Take a load off. Whoop, whoop. Well, I'm curious, Lila, have you ever had Cinnabons? Like, I feel like that's something that's across the globe. I mean, everybody knows cinnamon rolls in general. And what was I gonna ask you? I'm gonna butcher the name, so I apologize. I was using kind of a croissant dough a couple of weeks ago, some leftovers to make, what is it called? It's like a cinnamon roll, but it's like twisted rolls in a different way. Kanelbugen or something? Is that Swedish? I can't remember. If I could spell it in my head. You have every kind of cake and cookie there is. I love it. Cinnamon roll. The easiest patients are the youngest ones. Guys, see how that's kind of whipping up? I'm going to pause it for just a second and scrape down the sides. Here we go again. You're like, wow, this man is up. And then you're like, Sammy, you're like, Granddad, gonna have to get that IV put back in. All right, it's basically there. Just gonna get a little bit of milk in there. Slow it down a little bit. Wrong way, Jen. And it loosens up the frosting a little bit. Makes it super delicious. This is gonna be like the quickest stream I've ever done. Or we'll be eating on this stream, which is lovely. Lila, thanks so much for the follow. Glad to have another foodie friend from across the globe. You should try and make something. You could try and make this if you got the basic ingredients. You're in my Discord. Although you could also save it for Sunday morning. So I did most of the work. And I know you knew that. Like, did the dough. Overnight. Shaped it last night on stream. I am happy with that. Yummy! Do a little taste test on that. Super good. It's like, you can taste a little bit of the cream cheese. Yeah, it is yummy. But it's not like, I mean, it is incredibly sweet, but I did throw a pinch of salt in there to bring it back a little bit, bring back some balance. Because this kind of frosting will hit you to the brain. Am I more about the frosting or the cupcake? It depends on the frosting. This would probably be an excellent frosting actually on a cream cheese or on a cupcake. You know what I haven't made in ages are like red velvet cupcakes, and that's like my favorite kind, and I haven't made them in a couple years, I think. Thanks. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna pop a little tent over it, little hat, and pop it in the oven for a couple more minutes. Really important to get everything baked through because, I mean, it can look good, but it's not gonna do much good on the stomach if it's not baked all the way through. So yeah, we'll just do a quick couple of minutes. This one takes like usually 5 minutes or 25 minutes to like 30 minutes. And then I'm super excited to get into that. I'm starving, Scott's starving. Hopefully the kiddo will be into this because, I mean, you really do have to be crazy not to want that. And then the last time I made this, I like spooned all the frosting on the top. It's a lot of frosting though. So when we were eating it, it was like Christmas Eve morning. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to take a step back. Like the sugar was like going straight to my brain. Sometimes I can't take a ton of sugar. So yeah, it was really good, but oh my gosh. It's definitely a frosting that I would highly recommend. This is part of why I love making the cinnamon rolls or something like this, like a tear and share bread in a cake pan, because it like holds together. It's a little bit easier to deal with than say a, put like breads in the fridge or anything after I bake it. I know, you've got no chance. Send it by jet carrier. It would maybe work, yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I'd be able to sell it. See, Sammy, the only problem with me selling my food is that, so I've thought about doing like we have cottage food laws here in Maryland that would allow me to sell stuff at like festivals and things like that. But the problem is I have a kitchen, and I feel like in order to make it worth it, you have to spend, I think it's usually like, you have to spend 50 bucks just to like get a spot, and that's not including like the tent and all that stuff. Believe me, I've definitely like looked into it. So you have to like worry about all the cost of just planting yourself at the at the festival, and then you got to figure out like how you're going to charge everything. Like, I love making breads, but people are not going to spend more than like $2 for a loaf of bread, right? They might spend a little bit more for cinnamon rolls. That's possible. You know, it'd be super cool. So when Scott and I got married, we used a catering company. We got married like on the property of our family, like it was kind of like on the water and everything.